Hello, all you fellow smelly humans. What is popping? Hi.
It's popping. Oh.
How y'all doing today? Y'all having a good day / night / afternoon? What's going on? Did you wash your butt today? No, I'm serious. Did you wash your butt? There's no way in frick that you clicked on this goddamn video without washing your butt. And if you did, go. Now, go wash your butt. Bluey, the Australian blue healer. Whether you love it, whether you hate it, whether you've seen it, whether you haven't seen it, at least some point in your life in this generation, you have seen something Bluey related. I should know, literally behind this green screen that I put up for some reason, I have an entire shelf dedicated to Bluey stuff. I literally have Bluey bed sheets on my bed as we speak. I've got Bluey stickers on my car. I'm even planning to get a Bluey tattoo at some point in the future. Will that happen? Probably. Am I gonna be ashamed about it? Maybe, but you know what? Fuck you. But regardless of what you think of Bluey or not, Bluey has had a huge impact on this generation, whether it be Gen Z, millennials, boomers, baby boomers. Everyone and their fucking mother knows and talks about Bluey. And the only reason my family knows about it is because I watch it every day and I cry my eyes out over it. Hence the reason for making this video. Today, we are going to be going over 8 significant Bluey moments that make me cry my 22-year-old fully grown man fucking eyes out. I already know what most people are gonna say during this video, and I know y'all are gonna accuse me of being some little fucking baby. Y'all are gonna accuse me of being a little fucking like man-child. And you know what? I don't give Blackbeard's twisted fucking pubic hair what you think about what I think about what I like. Starting with number 8, the moment Bandit comes home in the episode Curry Quest. This is one of the newer episodes to season 3, and it is an episode based around the fact that Bandit is gonna be leaving on a business trip and Chili telling Bluey a story about a hero going on a quest. So the moral of this episode is Bandit has to go over to Mackenzie's house to swap curry with Mackenzie's dad, hence the episode name Curry Quest, because Bandit is swapping curry and Chili is telling Bluey about what a quest is. Along the way, Bandit and Bingo come face to face with a bunch of obstacles and challenges and basically things that get in their way, and throughout the course of the episode, Bingo learns things about a hero and what it's like to go on a quest along the way, while Chili and Bluey sit at home knitting a scarf while Chili tells Bluey about what a quest is. Basically, as she tells Bluey what a quest is, Bingo and Bandit, the dad, basically do everything that Chili's describing. And of course, as you're a kid, you know, when your parent leaves for any given amount of time, it's an emotional experience because knowing you're not going to see them for even upwards of a couple days is emotional. I would know. I have very hardworking parents. Well, I still do, but like I don't have one. I have one less nowadays. But still, my dad's a very hardworking guy, and even when I was a kid, like all the time he would have to leave for business trips. And ironically, those business trips just so happen to come around Christmas and Halloween, and sometimes Thanksgiving occasionally. But regardless, my dad has to leave on business trips because he's a hardworking guy. And now I'm a hardworking guy because I'm a man. But eventually, Mackenzie tells Bingo the famous line,
Bingo, you get to go to the airport tomorrow.
Airport? I'm not going to the airport.
Yeah, you are.
and that became such a meme on TikTok, but like it's not a TikTok meme, it's Bluey. It's from Bluey. So then Bingo asks Bandit, you're leaving? And Bandit says, yeah, unfortunately I have to leave. And Bingo says, for how long? And Bandit says, just 6 weeks. And Bingo then gets all sad because her dad has to leave. And as she gets the face paint, because Mackenzie's mom is actually doing a face paint booth, and Mackenzie's mom offers to paint Bingo's face. And Mackenzie's mom delivers a very intriguing lesson that I think everyone, including fully grown adults, should pick up on.
But then no one will be able to get their faces painted.
No, I guess not.
Well, I think you have to do it.
Even though I don't want to?
Yes, even though that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
See, this is the type of mindset that Boogie2988 has to have. Even if he doesn't want to do it, you still need to do it, because then, you know, you're just letting yourself down, you're letting everyone else down, you know, it's just, you need to get it done, you need to do it, you know, because then you're letting yourself down, bro. Boogie2988. And so, armed with everything she's learned, Bingo learns how to take it on the chin with her head held up high and basically just comes to the conclusion that, yep, Bandit's gonna leave, but it's only temporary and he will come back. And the emotional highlight of this episode, such as with every episode of Bluey, is the ending, and I don't even want to describe it. I think I'm just gonna let it play as it is because, man, it is an emotional journey and we're just getting started.
Armed with everything they've learned along the way, the hero faces their ultimate test.
It's a good thing they have flat heads, huh?
The end.
You're my hero, Bingo.
You're my hero, Bingo! And I hate to pause it in the middle of this, and I'm gonna try not to do that, but can we just appreciate the fucking music? I don't know who was in the studio murdering this, but they really released records like, yo, we about to be like fucking Mozart up in here, and the whole team responded, who the hell's Mozart? But they did it anyways.
Why do heroes want to go on quests anyway? They seem dangerous.
Well, they usually don't, remember?
Oh yeah.
But that's what makes them heroes. They go anyway.
So because I'm a man with really intense muscles, I didn't cry. You see this shit? Oh man, but yeah, no, I'm holding it back. There's no way I'm gonna get through this video without crying at least once. So I think the moral of why it makes me so emotional is because, one, I grew up with parents who had to leave all the time for work, you know, and they weren't around. But it's just the way he comes home and greets Bingo and is just like, oh, he's so happy to see her and she's so happy to see him. Bandit's just the best dad ever. And man, I don't want kids, but if I ever do, I strive to be as good of a dad as him. And I won't. I will not. Like, I'm gonna fucking be at home chilling. My kid's gonna call me and be like, hey, Dad, you forgot to pick me up. I'm like, yo, who's this? So, yeah, not gonna be a dad, but, you know, it's worth a shot. Number 7 on my list, Bluey and Judo abandon Bingo from the episode Butterflies. Yep, they abandoned Bingo. Not really, no. So basically the moral of this episode is Judo is a bitch and we don't like her, and Wendy's just too stuck up and up her own ass. Because they're I think they're Pomeranians, I believe, and they're supposed to look pretty. I thought that was the poodle's job. I thought that Coco was supposed to be that, because poodles are those prissy ass dogs that all the rich people have. But I guess in this world Judo is. But yeah, Judo's just a bitch, and she decides, hey, you know what? Fuck Bingo. Let's just wait. No, wait. Hold on. That's not what I meant. But yeah, basically Judo just decides, forget Bingo. Let's go and play on our own, Bluey. And then Judo basically forces Bluey to run away because Bingo's taking too long. Oh, she's so small. She's taking so long. I'm like, shut the fuck up, okay? You are no bigger than her, and I guarantee you were even smaller. It's not her fault that she's 3 years younger than you, okay? So shut your prissy ass up. Although she did redeem herself in season 3, so, you know, it's kind of forgiven. But yeah, basically the premise, and I know you all have heard the famous song from this episode. Yeah, it's a cute song and I love it, but that's not the emotional part. The emotional part is when Bluey realizes that she's made a mistake and that she has abandoned her sister to go play with someone who doesn't even care about playing with her. Oh, it's my game. I want to play cell phones, and you're gonna play with her, I like it or not. And Bluey's like, I need to go check on Bingo because it's my sister, and she's like, nah, fuck your sister. And I'm like, fuck you, Judo. I have a lot of pent-up rage towards a fictional cartoon dog, don't I? But I have a lot of rage pent up towards everything. I'm just like, my problem is I hold grudges for so many years. But the emotional highlight of the episode is when Bingo sits in the swing herself and realizes she's been abandoned and that, oh, I'm too small to play. And it's such a touching moment because Bluey and Bingo's sisterly love is something that will never be achieved, because anyone who's grown up with siblings, yours truly included, knows damn well that growing up with a sibling, it's a fight for your life. Especially if you haven't. Now, I have a younger sister, but if I had an older sister, it would most definitely be a fight for my life every single fucking day of my life. So just seeing Bluey and Bingo's sisterly love, that is something that will never be achieved in the human world, is truly, it's just so touching. And I gotta show y'all this scene because Bluey realizing that no friend could replace her sister because their family is truly a very sweet and touching feeling.
Poor little bug on the wall, ding ching. No one to love him at all, ding ching. I'm sorry, Bingo. I didn't mean to run away from you. Judo made me do it. Well, she didn't make me do it. I did it a bit myself. I'll never do it again, Bingo. I promise. Please, can we play together? Poor little bug on the wall, ding ching. No one to love her at all,
Ding ching.
ding ching. No one to tickle his toes, ching ching. No one to blow his nose, ching ching.
I think what really gets me is just the way Bingo just like sadly sings Poor Little Bug on the Wall, realizing that like, how could my sister do this to me, and that, oh, Judo's not a real friend. But eventually, like I said, she does redeem herself, and it's just a really touching moment. It's more just a happy cry for me, you know? I feel it welling up. And I know what you guys are going to say, oh, he's an actor, he can make himself cry on camera, and to an extent that's kind of true. But I swear to God, I cry actively watching these episodes just on my free time, and that's like not even for theatrics. I remember one time I was having a party after my mom had passed away. Don't worry, we'll get more into that later in the video. But and I was having a party and I got drunk and I was just laying on the couch watching Bluey. My cousin comes out and he asked me, "Hey, you watching Bluey?" And I don't remember it because I was kind of wasted. And I turned around and looked at him like this and just pointed at the screen and started fucking bawling my eyes out just like this. I'll do it right now. That's literally what he said I looked like. Oh God, I'm so pathetic. I don't give a fuck what you guys think about me. Number 6 on my list. Chili and her dad reflect from the episode Granddad. Chili's dad is, I can pretty much see my dad and Chili's dad, because like, Chili's dad is just like, he's such a stubborn guy. Literally, this is the episode he's introduced in, I believe. And the first thing we see is Chili saying, nope, he can't do anything. He can't play with you guys. He just had surgery, so he's got to relax and he's got to take it easy. Cut to him outside using all of his strength to try to pull up a tree stump. Look, I don't even have to watch these episodes to know what happens in them. Is that bad? I think that's bad. I'm not even watching the episode. I literally just have my phone with the clips pulled up right now. Basically, yeah, Chili's dad is supposed to be resting because I think it's specified that he had heart surgery. And for those of you that have had heart surgery, I can't speak on that because I've never. But I assume you literally are basically immobile and you cannot move or else you put your heart at risk. But yeah, he's like out and about because he's the stubborn dad who has to constantly be working. And as someone who has a dad like that and who does that actively, I'm not going to throw my dad on blast here, but I'm just going to say this. I do that too. Once I start working, I cannot stop or else I'm never getting back up. I gotta keep going. That's why I work so hard. That's why I can go for like 12 hours, because the second I sit down, I lose all my energy. So basically, her dad doesn't want to go in and rest, and Chili tries to chase him down to get them to rest. Meanwhile, Bluey and Bingo are with him, and they learn along the way that sometimes you just gotta do things that you don't want because, you know, you gotta take care of yourself, because if you do those things, if you don't do those things that even though you don't want to do, they're important and they're good for your health, they're good for you, and they're good for the people in your life because you don't want to leave them too early, let's just say.
I can't. My thumbs. You kids will have to do it. Well, this is why you have to be big and strong.
So basically, they start running away, and Granddad, Chili's dad, overhears Chili talking about how she still needs him because, you know, he's her dad. And, you know, despite being a grown woman and having her own kids, you know, you could be literally in your 60s, and if your parents are still alive, you will most definitely agree that I still need my parents. Like, I'm in my 20s. I run 2 YouTube channels and have a full-time job. I pay bills and my mortgage, and I have a car, and I still can't do anything without my dad's approval. I am still so reliant on my dad because I don't know. I'm scared of the real world. Like, I'm a 22-year-old man sitting on the floor in his room talking about Bluey, talking about a children's TV show that I cry over in front of a green screen that I decided to put up for some reason. But yeah, basically, like, anyone who has parents, so, you know, everyone on planet Earth can and will agree that, you know, you need your parents to be around, and, you know, helping them take care of themselves is really important. But the emotional moment, once again, is at the end of the episode where Chili and her dad reflect on the past, and as they're sitting out watching the kids swim together, Chili talks about how fast time has flown by, and her dad comes out with this gut-wrenching clip, and I'm just gonna play it.
I remember when you used to take me swimming here.
Yeah, me too.
That was a long time ago.
No, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Woo, I got the chills. I just got the chills. I probably could have put that one higher on the list because it's not that emotional, but like just like thinking about how much I genuinely miss my childhood, because like I had everything, you know? I mean, I didn't have much, but I had everything. I was happy. I was enjoying life. I was actually a happy kid. Look at me now. I've maybe got about...
What the hell? Oh my God.
But you know what? That's probably double the amount of time that you have left. My subscriber count is now halved. But yeah, just reflecting on the past, just sometimes at like 3 a.m. gets me so emotional. And like this moment, like just remembering how I was literally 10 years old yesterday, and then I woke up and I have a car and I have like a family to take care of now. It's just it's unfathomable how fast time has genuinely flown by. Just reflecting on the past gets me so emotional. A spider just crawled in from my ceiling. Oh my God, he's big. Well, not afraid of spiders, so I'm just gonna leave him there. Number 5 on my list. This episode honestly should have won an award in my opinion. Flat Pack. Bluey died. Well, Bluey died in this episode? No, it was just implied in the episode, but hear me out. In this episode, I've already covered it in my reacting to the Odd Ones Out, talking about Bluey because it's fucking beautiful. But in this episode, Bluey dies. That's the emotional highlight. All right, let's move on to number 4. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. So basically in this episode, Billy, Chili, and Bandit purchase a new swing for their patio. And through the entire episode, they build it while the girls play with all the boxes and like the bubble wrap and stuff like that. And through this like biblically surprisingly accurate episode, the parents like provide the girls with their entire world. The girls evolve from like little fishes to frogs to tadpoles to monkeys to cave dogs, and the whole time they are like evolving through the stuff that their parents throw down. Like for example, like the funniest scene is when Bandit says,
I'm not taking advice from a cartoon dog.
and throws the cardboard to the side, and basically that implies Bandit has given them the land. So stop saying Bluey and Bingo, for fuck's sake. Use that cardboard as the land. They even say in the episode, look, it's land!
Ooh, pretend this is land!
And they get on land, and then they, like I said, from there, they evolve, and they become basically futuristic. And even in one of the scenes, their cave drawings are literally depicting their parents as higher beings that provide them with the world. Like, they're these angry beings. They're more like angry because they're gods, but you know what? They're providing them with their whole world. And they're the ones that are able to, you know, evolve because, you know, the gods have given them the stuff to evolve from. And you're still gonna sit there looking at me like I'm fucking stupid, telling me that Bluey is not a good show. For those of you that don't think that this show is good, why don't you get off my fucking channel, go on your mom's unrestricted tablet, watch Skibbity Toilet. I hope your fucking IP address gets hacked. But yeah, basically it's a huge philosophical episode where they evolve based on the artifacts they were given by the gods as their parents, and then at the end of the episode, Bluey has quite literally built an entire city for herself, but now she's old because she spent all of her life taking care of Bingo, which is another thing they do in the episode. Bluey pretends to be the mom and Bingo pretends to be the daughter. And at the end, Bluey is now old and Bingo is fully grown up and ready to traverse the world on her own. She thanks Bluey for taking care of her, and Bluey basically sits down and says, now what do I do? Because she's old and that implies her on her deathbed, I assume. and then her parents usher her up the stairs, and then this beautiful score plays, and it's just beautiful. Like I said, she basically like walks through the arches. There's arches, and you're gonna tell me this show isn't good. So yeah, she walks through the arches, and then Bandit takes her hand and says,
This is heaven.
he said this is heaven, dude. After being depicted as a holy being that created the world, he then says this is heaven. The writing in these fucking episodes is genius. It ain't like those little like fucking Disney Junior shows that everyone and their mom has seen. They're just copy paste of each other. This show is so fucking beautiful, and I don't want to hear a goddamn word of what you have to say. And I think my dad just yelled scored because the Kings scored. We're watching the Kings game right now. Oh boy, now we're gonna start getting into the really, really emotional shit. So buckle up, because this is about to get really sad. This is about to get really emotional. Number 4 on the list is Brandy's infertility from the episode Onesies. The spider behind me just fell, so I'm gonna have to deal with that later. Yes! An episode of Bluey dealt with the struggling, hard topic of infertility. And you're gonna tell me this show isn't good. So basically in this episode, we learn that Chili has a sister named Brandy. And the reason that we haven't seen her up until now is because she finds it hard to bring herself to go to Bluey and Bingo's house to see them, because we learn later in the episode that she is infertile. She has infertility and she cannot have kids. The episode is called Onesies because she brings them onesies that they wear. Bingo gets the cheetah one because she fits into it, and Bluey gets the zebra one because she fits into it. Although Bluey wants the cheetah one, but she can't have it because she doesn't fit into it, obviously. So after that, Bluey and Chili run around, and they're running away from Bingo because Bingo gets really into her onesie, and she literally starts attacking everyone and murdering them in cold blood because she's dressed as a cheetah. So, I'm kidding. No, it's a game that kids play, okay? I understand. I'm not that dumb. Basically, Brandy literally almost dips at one point because she finds it really hard to be around Bluey and Bingo, seeing that her sister has a happy life with her children, and she can't have that because she suffers from infertility. And listen, as someone who doesn't want kids, like, I feel for people that want kids, because it's like, can you imagine like wanting something so bad but not being able to have it because it's something that you cannot physically control about your body? I can't imagine living that type of life. It must be so hard. It's like being blind or being deaf, you know? But even if I don't want kids, I understand people that do, you know? It's like, you know, you want to pass down your stuff, you want to pass down your generation and your bloodline to your children. So it's, you know, it must be really hard to not be able to have kids. And as they're playing, like, I'm already getting emotional. Did you hear the shake in my voice? I heard it. So as they are playing together, Chili and Bluey run into the bathroom, and Bluey asks Chili, how come Aunt Brandy wanted to leave? And Chili takes a deep breath and begins to explain to Bluey that, you know how you wanted that cheetah onesie, but you can't have it because you don't fit? Well, Brandy wants something too, but she can't have it because it's not meant to be. And I will just let the scene play because it hits a deep wound that I don't even have. Like, I don't know why it gets to me so much. I am a man. I can only have kids if I want to, and by getting a woman pregnant, but I don't want that. So why does this hit so hard? Why does this hit so hard? I don't know. Why is it number 4 on my list? I don't know. It makes me that emotional.
Andy want to leave. Is she sad? And why have we only seen her once in our lives?
You know how you really want Bingo's cheetah onesie?
Yeah, more than anything.
But it doesn't fit you, so you can't have it. And there's not really anything anyone can do to make it fit.
Yeah.
Well, there's something Auntie Brandy wants more than anything as well. But she can't have it. And there's not really anything anyone can do.
Why can't she just have the thing she wants?
Because it's not meant to be.
I sat down and willingly put myself through this. I willingly put myself through this. Whose will? Yeah, if you can believe it, there's 3 more moments that are even more sad than that. And whew, I can already feel it welling up. I can already feel it welling up. Like, I don't know if you can see, my eyes are a little watery right now, but man, just the way she reaches out to Bingo, like she wants that so bad and she can't have it. It's just, oh, God, that hurts. God, that hurts so bad. Number 3 on my difficult to get through list, Bluey and Jean-Luc reunite in the episode Camping. Ugh. Just thinking about the other 3 that we have to get into right now is just like, oh my God, I'm dreading filming the rest of this video. I've never cried on camera willingly, and I'm doing it like fucking 8 separate times. So in this episode, Bluey and her family go on a camping trip, and along the way, she meets a French-Canadian dog named Jean-Luc. Actually, fun fact, I myself am part French-Canadian, hence the Canadian flag. It's most of my I don't speak any French. My grandmother's from Canada, so that's why I have the Canadian flag in my room, because, you know, Canada, eh?
We do not care.
So basically in this episode, Bluey and Jean-Luc, like, form a really good friendship. It's almost like, I know they're just children, but there's like some like a little elements of romance in there. Like she kind of likes him, but they're just kids, so they don't understand what their feelings are yet. So along the way, they like do this really fun game where they hunt down Bandit or the pig, and they capture him. And they have a lot of fun together. They build things. They set up a plan despite their language barriers. Bluey and Jean-Luc seem to understand each other perfectly, despite Bluey speaking English and Jean-Luc speaking French. So don't know how that managed to work, but. Yeah, so basically at the end, another one that ends at the end, Jean-Luc has to leave, but Bluey gets to stay another day because Jean-Luc cut his. They came either a day early or they cut their trip short. But Bluey doesn't understand that because Jean-Luc speaks French, and Bluey says, "Bye, Jean-Luc, see you tomorrow." And in French, he says,
Bye, Jean-Luc. See you tomorrow.
Non, pas demain matin. Au revoir, Bluey.
"No, I'm not going to be here. I have to leave." But of course, like I said, she doesn't understand. And then she goes to look for him and can't find him.
You mean they're gone?
I'm afraid so, sweetheart.
I think, like, what's funny to me is the emotional highlight of the episode isn't even when Jean-Luc and Bluey reunite. It's when Chili drops this, like, gut-wrenching line that, like, has hit home twice to me this year. Twice I've had to go through this, like, gut-wrenching feeling, and it's just so... Oh, I'm just gonna let the entire scene play out, and I'm gonna let it play, because I'm gonna start getting emotional if I start talking about it.
Sometimes special people come into our lives, stay for a bit, and then they have to go.
But that's sad.
It is. But the bit where they were here was happy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that gets me the most. Just... Sometimes special people come into our lives, stay for a bit, and then leave. That's hit so... That has hit so close to home for me twice this year. I've had to go through that twice. And like you said, it's the bit where they were here. The bit where they were here. I was happy. The reason it hit so close is just because it's all personal experience. We have 2 more to get through. Fuck. Oh my god. I'm such a big fucking baby. Okay. I'm gonna try to speed run these last 2, but it won't happen. It won't happen. Okay. Now that I've recouped a little bit. Number 2 on the list. Bluey's first steps. And this is a double whammy. Coco's mom, Bella, tells Chili that she's doing great from the episode Baby Race. And if you guys have seen this episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about, so I don't need to describe much. I just need to get into it. So, basically, Chili tells the story of the time Bluey learned how to take her first steps. And it was pretty hard for her because this was her first time learning how to be a mother, and she was like confident to show Bluey off, and she thought at first like, oh, I just want to show Bluey off, but for a while, after all this, she slowly realized that she was just worried that she was doing everything wrong, and she was really worried that she was being a bad mother because Bluey hasn't learned how to walk yet, and all the other kids have learned how to walk, and she eventually learns that that's not true, and that you can only do so good as a mother. Sometimes just kids are different, you know? Sometimes kids take a little bit longer to do things, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. So, Coco's mom, Bella, I think that's her name, comes through and drops some key pointers to the parents that are doubting their parenthood despite doing the best they can. Because Coco's mom is a veteran. She got like 9 kids. Slutting around and shit. Whoa, hold on.
What do you mean by that?
This is a double whammy because in this episode when Coco's mom, Bella, tells Chili that she's doing great, she doesn't just tell Chili. She looks right into the camera lens, into our soul, and says...
And there's something you need to know.
What?
You're doing great.
You don't have to be a parent to feel the emotions coming from the screen. It's such a journey to go through.
Yes, honey. In the kitchen, actually.
Why did I decide to walk in the kitchen?
I don't know, sweetie.
Maybe you just saw something you wanted.
Yeah. Maybe you just saw something you want. Damn, why does Bingo always bring out the tears? And we still have one more to get to. Yes, there is one more moment that is sadder and more emotional than that. Dear Lord, God, fucking. Oh man, I'm not even a parent, and like just hearing Bingo say, maybe you see something you want. She wanted her mama. Like I said, I still miss my mom. You know, it's the healing process is thankfully really nice to me, but there's just times where I just like can't help but think about it, and it's always gonna be on my mind. That's my mom, you know, obviously. So, and you know, Bluey wanting her mom, just taking her first steps for her, just it makes me think a lot about my past. Let's get to number 1 before I fucking turn off the video. Let's just do number 1 quickly. Oh boy, I'm pretty sure you all know which one was coming. And finally, at number 1 on my cryometer scale, the entire episode of Sleepytime. I could sit here and watch the whole episode with you guys because it's on YouTube for free to watch. But my God, first of all, we'd be here for another like 8 minutes that I don't want to keep you guys for. You guys are already tired of seeing my stupid ass face enough. But for the sake of you guys, I'll only play the really emotional part, which is literally the last like 3 minutes. Basically, Bingo's having a dream, and and keep in mind, this is an award-winning episode. This episode won an award. You guys can see why it made me cry. It's beautiful. The message is stellar. Literally, it's out of this world. She has a dream that she's in space with her bunny Floppy. And, they go on this emotional journey of having to leave each other, but realizing that just because they leave, they're not gone forever. Sorry, I just get, It's the message. It's always Chili. It's the red heel, even though they're orange. It's the red healers that always bring on the waterworks for me. And I feel like there's no better way to serve this episode justice than just to play the scene that makes me cry. So I'm just going to play it in full raw and unfiltered, and I'm just warning you right now, guys, I'm gonna cry my fucking eyes out. So be prepared and be ready, because you are not ready for the emotion that this fucking episode entailed. Oh, I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
I have to go. I'm a big girl now.
Remember, I'll always be here for you, even if you can't see me, because I love you.
Get fluffy.
I was just stabbed. You know, I thought the camera would be a deterrent. It didn't help at all. Let's put the jokes aside. Let me just explain to you guys why that gets me so emotional. For those of you guys that don't know, 2 months ago, I lost my mom to cancer. And she had been suffering for the better part of like almost a year. And when we took her in, it was too late. And the doctor basically told us that she's not going to make it. And on September 16th, with all her family around her, she ended up passing away. And I got to hold her hand as she passed away. So when I hear that, I hear my own mom. I love you even if I can't see you. This fucking show. Oh. I'm sorry to come on here and act like such a big baby to you guys, but I don't know why I decided to film this. I got this big fucking complicated ass setup. I'm sitting on the floor in my room. It's 9 o'clock at night and I'm fucking crying my eyes out over a toddler show. What the fuck is wrong with me, dude? I'm sorry, Mom. I did this to myself. Oh man, my hands are sweaty too, so it's stinging my eyes. That's it. No more. I can't. I don't think I could take any more. And on top of that, that was number one. I don't, unless they come out with some fucking deeply personal childhood fucking episode, I don't think anything's gonna top Sleepytime. I mean, it won an award for a reason, dude. It literally won an award for a fucking reason, dude. So, yeah, I'm sorry that I was such a big baby in this video, guys, but just these hit so close to home to me, I just had to share them with you guys just before the year ends, you know, because it's the holidays, and it's going to be an emotional time for us, you know, and I know it's already an emotional time for a lot of people, but just specifically, like, this is the first year, this is the first Christmas I'm going to have without both my dog and my mom, so, you know, and it's even worse because I lost my dog this year. So, yeah, it's a double whammy, and I'm just going through a lot this year, but I feel like getting it out on camera is finally, it's very therapeutic, even if it is crying over a fucking show made for 5-year-olds. So, yeah, I'm going to go before you guys have to witness any more of this, and I'm also getting uncomfortable. I've been sitting on the floor for over an hour talking about Bluey, so I'm going to go. And I got to go find that spider that just fell, because it's going to bite me in the middle of the night. And no, I'm not afraid of spiders, but again, if you guys have not watched Bluey, go watch it, please. And even if you don't want to watch it, just watch this video, please. Please, oh man, make sure to go check out the gaming channel, and make sure to check out all my other videos, and Bluey. Please just go watch Bluey. Please go watch Bluey. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you, Mom. I love you, my dog. And man, this went from joking. This went from me asking if you've washed your butt to crying my eyes out over my mom who died. Wow. Shit, I might be bipolar. I'm gonna go. I gotta shower now because I feel like I've just been stabbed. So, I love you guys, and I'm gonna see you all on the gaming channel and in the next video. PokeTom is out. Stay emotional and fucking stay awesome. Yeah.